This was a long process, and I really learned you can do anything. Hey guys, and thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for watching one of my videos, and I hope you stick around. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get right into it. No need to waste time. Straight to the point. That's the best way to be. But anyway, so we are going to be talking about how I made 10,000. Yes, me, the Don, whatever you like to call me, I made 10,000 hard-earned US dollars my second month dispatching. My first month I made $7,000, and my second month I've got up to $10,000. So I've made a $3,000 increase. So that means I'm doing something right. My name is Tania, and I am the proud owner of Shamrock Logistics, which is an independent freight dispatching company. So I'm about to give y'all some tips on what I did. If y'all will go watch the first video I ever posted, it's called How I Made $7,000 my first month as an independent freight dispatcher. I would go watch that. I'm going to put the link down below in the bio. That is where I went into details as far as like the marketing skills I used and like the paperwork aspect of starting your own independent freight dispatching company. So, but this video is about to be how I went from $7,000 in profit to $10,000 in profit in exactly 30 days. So the first thing I would like to suggest is get online. Being a freight, any business right now, being an entrepreneur, that's a lot to say, but being an entrepreneur is one of the best careers that you could have during this time of our lives. It's an interesting time. So it's either you're going to sink or swim during this time. And I decided to become an entrepreneur, and it's working out for me. But anyway, becoming a freight dispatcher is the best decision that you'll make. The income is uncapped, and you can literally make as much as you would like to. So as long I never get comfortable. So as long as you don't get comfortable in this industry, you have the opportunity to make so much money. It's scary. So tip number one, like I said, is get online. I utilized Facebook market groups. Like in my first video tells you, I used Freight Dispatchers 411. I used one that was like load boards, owner operators, freight dispatchers, and brokers. I used owner operator groups. I would just basically create a flyer and put my flyer into all of those groups. And even if they didn't reach out to me, because you have to think about it, everybody's using that same technique. So even if they didn't reach out to me personally, you'll get some people that have put in the group that says like, hey, I need a great dispatcher coming out of Florida. So although you're not in Florida, you can still reach out to that person via their inbox and just send them like a little, like, hey, I'm an independent freight dispatcher. If there's anything I can ever help you with, here's my phone number and here's my website if you ever want to check me out. And just something that simple using Facebook, which is free. That's how I gained a lot more clientele. I also would like to say, be confident. That's a huge key in recruiting people for any business. But when you're an independent freight dispatcher, you need to be confident in the knowledge that you know so that owner operators trust you enough to put their business into your hands. You know, I know everybody wants to make a nice profit from it, but you have to build those relationships and establish trust with the owner operators before you can even get in the door. So, you know, just be confident in the knowledge you know. And if you don't feel completely confident about what you know, go research. Like we have information at our fingertips. At our fingertips, we can find out anything. So utilize that. Like, this is a smart world now. Just utilize it and you'll get so much further. Another tip that I would use and that I use personally and I suggest to anybody is get organized. get organized and stay organized. It's so easy to fall behind as an independent freight dispatcher if you don't have everything in a specific order. It's not a career where you could like have a chaotic work environment. Like you need to be I personally, I have an actual filing cabinet and I have an online filing cabinet where everything I do for that owner operator goes in their folder. So there's never any like confusion or miscommunication or misinformation because I keep everything in one solid folder because I am extremely organized. So organization is the name of the game in this industry. If you can stay on top of it, you're going to recruit more people because you have to think about it. With any industry, people talk. So you could just be working for one owner operator at the time, but they might have 10 friends that are owner operators. And if they're going around telling people like, no, my dispatcher is the best, they're going to slide them your contact information as well. And boom, you just made 10 more connections off of one person. So treat everybody like gold. Like treat everybody the same. Do the same. Like go hard for your owner operators because they will promote you in the industry more than any group on Facebook ever can. And it's also free. Word of mouth has always been one of the best marketing techniques. And it's free. So make sure you keep your reputation good. And go hard for your owner operators. Like for real. Another tip I would use if I were you all was build relationships with brokers. So don't just like call them, ask them if they have a load, and then, let that be that. Like, no, like really talk to some of the brokers or join some of the groups on Facebook and just build personal relationships with a vast amount of brokers. Because if y'all remember, like, what was that, 2 weeks ago, last week, all the load boards were down. Like people were scrambling, and that was when I was booming for the simple fact of everybody's utilizing load boards to get in contact with brokers and to book loads. Well, if the load board is down and people don't have that point of contact, brokers will start reaching out to dispatchers that they have like intimate relationships with and actually like know, and give them the same loads that would have been posted on the load board for $2 a mile. I was getting those to my drivers for like $7 a mile. I booked one that was like $7.60 a mile. They were blowing up just for the simple fact of it couldn't get moved at a cheaper rate because it wasn't oversaturated with people looking for loads on the load board. Like they had to reach out, so they were willing to pay whatever. So that's another tip. Always be prepared for any crisis, especially with the load boards going down. You have to remember it's the internet. Anything can happen. So establish like actual relationships with brokers so you can be, you can get the 411 when you can get the drop. Like you got the drop on this flexing. He from Tennessee, but rest in peace, King Von. That came out of nowhere. But anyway, build relationships. And my fifth and final suggestion would be to utilize the FMCSA website. I don't know why people do not utilize the FMCSA website. They literally have a directory. We gotta work on my speech impediment. But anyway, they have a directory that they update daily. It's in chronological order from the days of the month. And every day, somebody new is getting approved for their authority. Every day, there's thousands of people that they put on a list with all of their contact information. We're talking phone number, address, email, everything is on right there at your access. All you have to do is create a solid flyer and drop that flyer in their email address and send it to them in a text message. And just send them like hey, I'm a dispatcher. If you have any questions, just let me know. A lot of people are not utilizing people that have new authorities because it is a little harder to book them loads. But imagine the type of relationship that you could build with someone who has little to no knowledge about the industry. You could build them up to be an amazing owner operator to work with and work for. So you have to take that step and make that effort in order to be successful in this industry. So I hope that these 5 tips help you all, get to that, that little 10, that I made my second month dispatching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you can be notified of every time I drop a video. Talk to y'all later.